Hello everyone. So today in this video we are going to learn about chapter 8, that is nothing but motion. So you all know that motion is nothing but movement, right? Movement of something, we are going to call it as what? Motion, right? Okay. So let us go for the chapter now. In everyday life we see some objects at rest and some others in motion. So we are going to see in our surrounding, in our homes or wherever we go, we are going to see some objects are at rest. That is nothing but the objects which are not going to move. Okay. So those objects are called as what? Rest. And some are in motion, that is nothing but some objects are in movement. So birds are going to fly, fishes are going to swim, blood flows through veins and arteries, and cars are going to move. So you are going to see these are the movements. Okay. So atoms, molecules, planets, stars, galaxies are all in motion. So all these are in motion. We often perceive an object to be in motion when its position changes with time. Okay, so they are saying that we also say that uh, perceive means allow. Okay, we are going to say when an object is going to move according to when according to the position it changes, we are going to say that object is also in the motion. Okay, however, there are situations where the motion is inferred through indirect evidences. So here inferred is nothing but confirmed. Okay, we are going to say there are a few situations where the motion is confirmed through indirect evidences. For example, we infer or we conclude, infer, confirm or conclude that the motion of air by observing the movement of dust and the movement of leaves and branches of trees. So whenever we see the movement of dust particles or the leaves are going to move and the branches of trees are going to move, so by seeing that moment, we are going to see from which side the air is coming or the air is moving. Okay. So what causes these phenomena of sunrise, sunset and changing of seasons? So you all know that it is due to the motion of earth only. Earth is going to revolve around the sun, right? Because of that only we are going to have sunset and sunrise. Okay. And seasons are also going to change. So we are having summer season, winter season, rainy season. Okay, so it is due to the motion of our earth only. Yes, it is. If it is true, why don't we directly pursue the motion of the earth? So we know that it is so here an object may appear to be moving for one person and stationary for some other. So they are saying an example that an object is moving for one person. So two persons are standing. If one person is feeling that the object is in rest position and another person is feeling that the object is at motion, that is nothing but the object is moving. Okay. For the passengers in a moving bus, the roadside trees appear to be moving backward. A person standing on the roadside perceives the best along with the passengers as moving. So they are saying that for the passengers in a moving bus, the roadside trees appear to be moving backwards. So if you observed while you are traveling in bus or while you are traveling in train, you observe that the trees are moving, okay, and you are at rest position. But a person standing on the roadside perceives the bus along with passengers as moving. So who is standing outside the uh, bus stand, or who is standing in the bus stand, or who is standing outside the train, that person is going to feel that the train and we people are the people who are sitting in the train, they are moving. Okay, we feel that thing. However, a passenger inside the bus sees his fellow passengers to be at rest. So inside the bus who are there, or inside the train who are there, they feel that they are sitting in the same position, so they are not running or they are not walking. Okay, wherever they are sitting, they are at rest position only. What does these observations indicate? So most motions are complex, so we cannot understand this motion very easily. So few motions are very complex, they are saying. Some objects may move in straight line, others may in circular motion. So some objects are going to move in straight line and others are going to move in a circular motion. Okay, some may rotate and few others may vibrate. Some may rotate and some other may are going to vibrate. So there may be situations involving combinations of these also. So all these, it may be straight, it may be circular, or it may be round, or there are few may be vibrate, and few motions are going to be combination of all these types of motions. Okay, in this chapter, we shall first learn to describe motion of objects along straight line. So first we learn about motion along the straight line. Okay. We shall also learn to express such motions through simple equations and graphs. So the motion along the straight line we are going to see now here, and we are going to express that motion in some equations or some formulas and a few graphs here. Later we shall discuss about the circular motion. Okay, now let us see few activities here. Activity they gave 8.1. So discuss whether the walls of your classroom are at rest or in motion. So not only the classroom, if you are in room, if any of your room, what happens? The walls of your room are moving. Are they moving? No, they are at rest position. Okay, they are at rest position. Next, have you ever experienced that the train in which you are sitting appears to move while it is at rest? So here, have you ever experienced that train which you are sitting inside the train, yeah, appears to move while it is at rest? That means what? Train is at rest only, but you feel like it is moving. Okay. Yes, sometimes it happens. Okay, you have felt this situation. Think and act here. We sometimes are endangered by the motion of objects around us, especially if that motion is erratic and uncontrolled as observed in a flooded river. A hurricane or a tsunami, on the other hand, controlled motion can be service to human beings, such as in generation of hydroelectric power. Do you feel the necessity to study the erratic motion of some objects and learn to control them? So few motions are not under our control, like hurricane or a tsunami. Okay, few motions are not under our control and few motions are of our control. Okay, so here let us go for exactly what is motion. Okay, till now we said motion is nothing but movement, moving. Okay, so let us have a proper definition for it. Now we describe the location of an object by specifying a reference point. Okay, how we are going to say it is moving? That means what? When an object from one point to another point, let us say A and B. If an object of a bicycle moves from point A to point B, then I say the bicycle has moved. Okay. And if the bicycle is at only at A position, then I say the bicycle is at rest position. Okay. That is what the reference point should be there. Starting point and ending point should be there to say something is moving. Okay, let us understand this by simple example. Let us assume that school is in village is 2 kilometer north of the railway station. We have specified the position of the school with respect to the railway station. So we said that the school in one of the village, the school is of 2 kilometer from railway station. Okay, in this example the railway station is the reference point. Okay, we could have chosen other references points according to our convenience. Therefore, to describe the position of an object, we need a specified reference point called as what? Origin. Okay, so the origin, that is nothing but we should have one starting point. Okay, that starting point we are going to call it as what? Origin. Got it? So to describe a motion, there should be one starting point, okay, or a reference point. That reference point we are going to call it as what? Origin. Okay. And next, motion along a straight line. The simplest type of motion is the motion along a straight line. So simplest form of motion is nothing but motion along the straight line. That is nothing but a object which is moving in a straight manner. Okay, without any changes in the direction. we are going to say the movement of the object is in straight line. We shall first learn to describe this by an example. So let us consider one example. So here consider the motion of an object moving along a straight path. Okay, path is nothing but way. Okay, the object starts its journey from O, which is treated as its reference point. That is nothing but what? Origin. Okay, let a and B and C represent the position of object at different instants. At first, the object moves through C and B and reaches A. Then it moves back along the same path and reaches C through B. The total path length covered by the object is OA plus AC. That is 60 km plus 35 km. I is equal to 95 km. That is the distance covered by the object. To describe distance, we need to specify only the numerical value and not the direction of the motion. There are certain quantities which are described by specifying only their numerical values. So, what they are saying, we have taken one, let us say one bicycle, okay. So here we are riding the bicycle, right? So the bicycle is started from a point O, okay, and it reached to the point A, okay, and the total distance between O and A is 60 kilometer, okay. So you know that the distance here they gave 60 kilometers, and they are saying that after reaching A, it came backward to C. Okay, how it came backward to C? By in the middle there is a point here B. Okay, it has to cross. Let us say like this. So from O to A it went, and from A to B it came, and B to C it reached, and it stopped here. C at C. So what is the total distance covered by the bicycle here? So we have to calculate like from O to A, how much it is covered? 60. Okay, from uh, A to B now, A to B. That means what? So here, it covered O to A 60 kilometer plus, and then it covered A to C by in the middle B it has been stopped. Okay, so here we have to count like, so here the initial point will be 60 right here. So when it came back it becomes 0. That means what? The points are going to become reverse. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and 35. So it covered back again how many kilometers? 35 kilometers. So 60 plus 35 is equal to how many kilometers? 95 kilometers it covered. Okay. The total distance covered by the bicycle is nothing but 95 kilometers. So as you are knowing that, and the distance is always in the numerical value. Okay. We have to specify the distance in the numerical value and not the direction of the motion. Okay, so it may be circular motion or it may be straight line, or whatever the motion distance will be, it's always in the numerical value. Okay, the numerical value of a physical quantity is its magnitude. From this example, can you find out the distance of the final position of C of the object from the initial position of A, O? So they are asking what is the distance between C and O. From C to O, what is the distance they are saying. So again it will be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the distance will be of 25 kilometer. This difference will give you the numerical value of displacement of the object from O to C through A. So here displacement, okay. Displacement is nothing but the difference in the distance, okay. So the shortest distance measured from the initial to the final position of the object is known as what? Displacement, okay. The total distance minus the remaining distance, we are going to get it what? Displacement. That is nothing but the shortest distance measured from final position to the initial position, okay. That is known as what? Displacement. Can the magnitude of the displacement is equal to the distance travelled by the object? Consider an example given here. So, from motion of the object from O to A, the distance covered, total distance is 60 kilometers from O to A. Okay, 60 kilometers in the image itself they said. So, during its motion from O to A and back to B, the distance covered is 60 km plus 25 km. So, here they are asking back to B here. Okay. So, back to B is 25 km. So, total distance from A to B, O to A and A to B is 85 km. So, here, while the magnitude of the displacement is 35 km. Magnitude of displacement is not equal to the path length. So, here magnitude is they are saying, that means after remaining distance they are saying. So first it went to O to A and then it came back from A to B, okay. After it stood near B, okay. Now what is the remaining distance for B to O? 35 kilometers. So that is the magnitude of the displacement, okay. The remaining distance we can say, okay. And the total distance and the magnitude of the displacement are both are not same, they are different. Further, we will notice that magnitude of the displacement of a course of a motion may be 0, but the corresponding distance covered is not 0. Okay, if we consider the object to be traveled back to O, the final position coincides the initial position. That means what? O here, C, B and A. So this is the distance they are saying, 60 kilometer. Okay, they are saying that bicycle started from O and it went to A, then it came back to B, then came back to C and then came back to O. That means what? The final position and the initial position both are same. Got it? That means or you go to, from your home you go to school and from school you go to home. Got it? The initial and the final positions are same. That is nothing but your home. Got it? In that manner. Therefore, displacement will be 0. However, the distance covered in this journey is equal to 60 km plus 60, 120 km. That means for going 160 kilometers and for coming 60 kilometers, so total will be 120 kilometers. Just like from home to school, you are having 2 km. And from school to home, evening you are going to come back. That means you are covering one more 2 km. 2 km, 2 km, 4 km. Total you have covered 4 km. Thus different physical quantities, the distance and the displacement are used to describe the overall motion of the object and to locate its final position with reference to its initial position at the given time. Okay. Here you have to learn about initial position, final position, time. Okay. You have learned 3 things in this straight line motion. Okay. So let us have one activity here. Take a meter scale and long rope. Walk from one corner of a basketball court to its opposite corner of its sides. Measure the distance covered by you and magnitude of the displacement. What difference would you notice between the two in these cases? The same thing, you have to take a meter scale and a long rope you have to take it. Walk from one corner of the basketball court to its opposite corner along its side only. So you have to measure the distance, how much you have covered and how much you have not covered. Magnitude of the displacement is nothing but the area which you have not covered. Okay, and that difference would be what? Displacement. Okay. So activity. Automobiles are fitted with a device that shows the distance traveled. Such device is known as odometer. So in your cars, bikes, you are having some distance covered. It is going to show how much distance you have covered. Okay. So that device is nothing but what? Odometer. A car is driven from Bhubaneswar to New Delhi. The difference between the final reading and the initial reading of the odometer is 1850 kilometer. Find the magnitude of the displacement between Bhubaneswar and New Delhi by using road map of India. So they are saying at the initial reading, find the difference they are saying. So they gave the displacement here. We have to see the magnitude of the displacement. That is nothing but the remaining distance to come from Bhubaneswar to New Delhi. You are going to calculate it by the road map of India. How many kilometers? So from Bhubaneswar to New Delhi, you are going to have certain distance. So you have covered 1850 distance. So the remaining distance which you are going to calculate is nothing but you have to that is your magnitude of the displacement. Okay. So thank you for watching the video. We'll continue the chapter in the next video. For more videos, please subscribe, like and share.